Good evening. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making wands. It's the one that chooses the wizard, Harry. Wingardium Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Honestly, she's a nightmare, said Ron. I kind of look like Ron today. So, we're going to be making wands. I'll show you another one. Here you go. Looks pretty cool, right? I think you can see. Now, this isn't some strange hobby. Oh, Merlin's come to say hello. He wants to join in. So, this isn't some strange hobby, making wands. The reason I'm making wands is because it's my children's birthday coming up, and we've got to make a lot of party bags, and rather than just fill them with, you know, general riffraff and plastic things, I thought I'd make them something really cool. And so I've printed out a little spell book, and we're going to make some wands. Now these two wands, my mum made them. We had a little kids Harry Potter day, and I thought they were amazing. Like, they look super cool, they feel really good in the hand, they kind of look like real wands. And so I thought, well, let's try and make some. And I asked her, what did you do it with? And if you can hear crunching and munching in the background, that is my cat, Merlin the Magnificent. So, she used chopsticks. Cheapo wooden chopsticks. And all you need to do is add a little bit of glue. You see here, this is one that I have just sort of prepared. This one's got like a knobbly end. It's got a nice feel as a wand. And actually this, adding all the glue here, hot glue, gives it some weight. So it feels weighted on this side. I'll show you a few other examples. So I've got one here with a really big sort of knobble on the end and some swirly bits like this. Again, feels great in the hand. Expelliarmus. Like this. I'll show you some more. This one, I've given it kind of like little gems. These will be gems. Just adding these nodules on the top. And here's one that I painted just to give it a little test. Like this. You see, I just been working on it. This is the first one I ever made, so I'm hoping I'll improve. As I say, my mum's very good at crafty things, and I am having a play. But I have to make 30 of these wands. So I've set myself the challenge. But before we begin, it's time. It is a Friday night after all, for a little cider. This is a rosé cider. And it's not all going to fit. I have to drink it really gently. What better way to spend Friday evening than with you lovely folk, enjoying a cider and making an absolute shed load of wands. Just what you expected on a Friday night, eh? That is lovely and refreshing. So, the materials we need. I have a huge collection of chopsticks. There's 2 ones right there, 4 ones right there, 6 ones right there, and so on. Hope you've all had a good week. I feel a little bit exhausted. I was a little bit unwell this week. Poorly tummy, but I'm all right now. Hence having some cider. That's how I know that I'm better. And then we have lots of glue sticks, which, you know, I said about not having any plastic tat in the bags, but I suppose these are probably plastic. I'm not actually sure what glue is made of. But yes, not massively environmentally friendly, but hopefully they're super cool that they never get rid of them. That's the thought. I hate the magazines that we get the children that have like random plastic rubbish in, and they literally look at it for like half a second and then it just it's gone forever. Other things we have. So I've got some black paint, just black paint. This is like a student grade acrylic. It's proper cheap, but it's good, does the job. We have my trusty glue gun. Now this bad boy is what made the pinball machine, and somehow it's still going. You can see it's completely covered in glue. It's actually on right now, so don't touch the end. Then we have this really nice pearlescent kind of gold. And this one is from Hobbycraft, which I don't know if that's outside of the UK, but Hobbycraft's a nice little shop for crafting accessories. So we've got gold, and I will also grab a silver as well. I've got a silver metallic paint, which will do the job nicely. So, without further ado, let's get started. So we've got our chopsticks here, and just going to break those apart. And what I do, just make sure, get off any little splintery bits. You've got two ends. You've got the round end, and then you've got a kind of flat end. So the flat end is the side that I'm going to build the glue around, and then I just leave this section at the end because it's not sharp, and that gives it a nice finish. So get our glue gun, and we begin. So if I can come in here, I like to give it some little blobs, and you've got to build it up. You can't just go thick and heavy straight away. Got to build it up. Now the problem with this glue gun is that you kind of have to push a piece in to do the job. So I have to sort of push this bit in here. But it's all right. Got a little straggler there. The thing about this is you want it to be quite rustic, because you want it to look like wood. So just giving it a good covering, like that. And that's kind of, that's layer one. That's layer one, like that. It's got this kind of glossy sheen, and it will dry super, super duper quick. I've got a little baking tray that I just pop them into, and I'll get another stick, and we begin. So again, just going some little blobs like this. It kind of gives it this cool texture. It feels really nice in the hand, and it's quite therapeutic, just pottering along, doing what we do. And we love making things, as you can probably tell. And I'm not the craftiest of people, have a good vision of things, a good vision. And that, most of the time, with a bit of determination, is all you need. And this is very relaxing, just squishing glue onto a stick. And what's really cool is you can change up the design for every single wand, which is what I will do, and I'll show you. As I say, this is just layer one, where we set down the ground rules. Got another pearlescent thing going on there. Ooh, that one's gone a bit funky. I think the glue was way too hot on this one. I reckon we can work with that though. It'll be fine. Let's get another set of chopsticks. You've got to tell me what you've been up to. Tell me down in the comments what's been going on in your lives. Anything exciting? Are you going on holiday? Have you been on holiday? Where are you going? And what do you want to do when you get there? I went on holiday not too long ago to the beach. That was nice. With the family. Building sandcastles. Chilling out. Playing on the arcades. Losing my money to them. Oh, another glue stick. You can see there's a little bit of it's a bit tricky, this part here. I say, I don't worry too much about the neatness of the first layer because I'm going to go over it again. You'll see. Just covering sort of main area like that. And another. I love how glossy it is. It dries a different colour, but I love how it starts. And let's give another one. Kind of losing track of how many I've done already. I've only painted one of them, but I've got lots that are sort of ready for painting. Just like this. Pottering along. And what are your plans for the weekend? I'm going to a wedding tomorrow. Just me and my wife. The kids are staying with my brother, which is cool. Get a little night out. Go for a boogie. I do like to have a dance. Sort of like a crazy Michael Jackson dancer, I guess. Obviously not a very good one, but just love to give it 110% on the dance floor because it's good exercise, makes you feel good, and you forget every worries that you have. There we go, it's coming along nicely. Oh, there's quite a lot of, there's a bit of glue on the loose. There we go. Another wand in the making. Let's see. Okay, so this is one that I was just working on. Now I'm going to go and do some details. So, see if I can come in a little closer for you here. So what I'm going to do is give it a little ridge, just around here. Just a nice, sharp ridge. around the outside. And I'm going to give this one of those big sort of tops. So just going around the outside to give it some shape, like this. And you can sort of poke it into the shape that you're looking for. You can see here I'm getting a bit of a shape. Need a bit more glue. And there's also just a few little gaps. So I'm just going to sort those gaps out. We don't want any gaps. Might even put just a little bit more glue on the top here. Just give it some more dimension. Like that. Looking cool. And then maybe what I'll do is put some little gems on. So just basically putting some little bubbles on the top. You can see they'll dry nicely, and then we do the swirly bit. So just gonna keep a bead of glue going, just gently twirl the wand round and round, round and round, until I decide to stop. Now we have a really nice looking wand. Super simple, right? And you'll see the magic of this very soon. So here's another one that we did just a moment ago. The glue has dried, and actually it's better with that out. So this one, maybe I'm going to give it some sort of swirly. I haven't done one like this actually. I'm going to give it some thicker swirls, going sort of around the midsection of the wand, so you can kind of feel it in a different way. And it's one of those things that you sort of look at it and think, it's going to look really bad. And then you chuck a bit of paint on it, and you are in business. I think this one needs a bobble as well. Quite a fan of the bobble. Just makes it look more wandy. See? See that? And then this one might do some sort of lines coming down. A bit more of a distressed look. Like Voldemort's wand or something. You've got this kind of thing going on here. That was pretty cool. Let's pop that one down. Just pop it into my little baking tray. Get a sip of the good stuff. Okay, let's jump into some painting. So, here's one I made earlier. This one's got some little bubbles on it. We're going to just start with, firstly I need a towel. Because my wife doesn't mind getting glue on the chopping board, but paint, no sir. So, you have a little towel. And just going to move, I've got so many wands ready to go. Just pop those over there. Lovely. Right. So we get our black paint. Let me show you my black paint. Just a chunky sort of brush. Now watch the magic. It just works. Just go into all those little crevices. Just working into the crevices. And look how gnarly it looks. I'm gonna paint the gems later. This is like the base coat. This just sets the mood, sets the tone of the thing. And let's get in there. A bit more black paint. Again, just basically just try and make sure there's no wood showing, really. See how that's coming together? Cool, right? This bit's a little bit tricky. Definitely going to have to paint my fingers to do the top. And what I'll do is I'll just come back and just give that a little something. See that? I mean, I could do nothing else and it would look cool, but obviously it's always good to add a little bit of dry brushing. So let's find another one. What do we got here? Here's another one. Ah, this one here. It's got that sort of distressed looking edges here. So let's give that some paint. And just watch the magic appear. Like this. Just. It's very satisfying. Just doing this. Super, super simple. It's just such a great idea. I don't know if my mum came up with the idea. She's pretty clever with stuff like this. Wherever she saw it online. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that they feel great. I mean, I suppose it makes sense, right? Chopsticks are meant for the hand. And so this just, you know, was made to be held. Just going in. Again, just coming back to this slightly tricky section. And I'm just using acrylic paint, just proper cheap acrylic paint. It's actually the paint that I painted the pinball machine with. Look, I've got loads of it left. Okay. Looking pretty good. There's another one done. Base coat. I'm just going to stack that. Ooh, stack that with the others. Let's get another one. Now we've got another one with the bubbles. They're going to be my gems. Let's see if we can work on that. So I'm just going to really work this one in. Get into all those nooks and crannies. When you get glue like this, you can just pick it off. There we go. Lovely, jubbly. And maybe just leave me a comment in the comments about what kind of video you want to see next. I know that you all want to see another pillow massage, and I will do that soon, I think, because I was re-inspired by a Fire Inside ASMR. She very kindly, well, she did her own video, and it was beautiful. It was a lovely video, all the tingles and all that. And I thought, yeah, maybe I should do it again. She kind of re-inspired me. Just need to find a good pillow and a good jumper, and we'll see how we go. So there's a little shout out there to a Fire Inside ASMR. Really lovely content. So Have a look. Okay. Another one done. See? Simple, simple, right? Now, let me show you the gold part. Just get my fingers a little dry. Okay, so different brush, just a sort of really cheapo brush. It's kind of a medium firmness, I guess. And let me just find one of my ones that's dry. So this one is dry. This one I did earlier, so it's just black. And what I'm going to do is take a bit of my gold paint. And firstly, I'm going to start by just doing this sort of rim section. I want it to feel like there's a handle and then there's a stick. Just kind of brushing on this gold onto the handle. And I'm not going to do loads and loads of coats because I don't want it to be too pronounced. You can see here already we've got a bit of a handle thing going on there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe off most of the paint and just basically just go up and down like that. And the brush just finds little spaces to drop some gold paint. See? Looks super cool, right? And we call it dry brushing. So again, doing the same thing, just gonna come in here, just brush quite vigorously all over the handle, like that. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the brush with the gold and I'm just gonna follow, I'll have to do this down here, but I'm going to follow the spirally bit here. So just focusing my attention. And again, I'm not worried about painting over the lines. It is a kids' party after all, not a professional wand making session. And what I'm doing is just going over those sections and just, again, kind of letting the brush just do what it wants to do. So just going around and letting it hit the spiral, miss the spiral, just do what it wants to do. And what we get is this real sort of authentic looking thing. I'll show you. So we just got like this sort of touch of colour on there, and then I'm just going to brush very gently down the brush, very sort of, again, dry brushing, like that. Give it some texture. This works quite well actually, this technique. Is that a little bit of a splatter? Oh, there we go. Look at that. And that wand is finito. Maybe we can just put a little gold bit right on the top here. Something a bit more pronounced. Just, I think I'll refine this as we go, but it's just so much fun. Just making Harry Potter wands out of chopsticks and glue. Just a bit more on the top here, so you can see. No, it's a bit far away. I couldn't really get the camera any closer, unfortunately, because there is a table in the way. But There we go. There we go. So we've got this sort of bright section here. Look at that. That is one beautiful wand ready to go into a party bag. And I don't think I've got any others that are ready, unfortunately. So I can't paint any more gold leaf. There's one here I could just sort of top up a little bit. Go for that gold top that we mentioned earlier, just to highlight the top of the handle. But all the others are drying, you see. So there's the other one, another gold twist. And I'm going to do some of these in silver too. We've got a really cool looking wand. And so, with that, let me just see if I can lift this up. Here we go. There you go. So, hopefully that's inspired you to have some fun doing some crafting, and you felt chill throughout this little sort of lo-fi ASMR creativity thing. And I wish you all a lovely weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Good night.